Well, Mark, take away the first half, which was kind of run-of-the-mill. Second half was one of the best or the most exciting games we've had here at Somerset Park for some time.
I wouldn't say the first half was run-of-the-mill, to be honest. I thought we went and fought our corner really well. I thought we defended great. We were just probably a wee 10% off in the first half. We never really get any real chances, but we were just that tiny wee bit away from getting a chance, and nothing was falling to us in the box. But we didn't start the second half great. I wasn't happy with it, but once we got back into the game, I thought we gave Dunfermline a really hard game there, and the second half performance was excellent.
Yes, it was great running football at times. Players up front, Moffat, who had 3 men round him most of the time, still making space for himself. Craig Malcolm creating space for everyone all around there, and Forrest to get the goal was something special.
Yeah, we just felt we needed that goal at that time. When one pops up again with his usual goal on at Somerset Road end. So no, it's not pretty. It's not going to be pretty this season. The pitch is pretty hard. It's difficult to play on, and we have to play a certain style of play with putting balls into channels, and because we've got a lot of pace in the team. And you've got Malcolm, who's maybe not the quickest, but he's a willing runner and he's a pest. You've got Moffat, sheer pace, Mikey Donald, Forrest, and either wing who are quick. You've got 2 midfield players that can pass the ball and find the guys. So again, I'm disappointed we've not won the game, but I think the guys gave us everything that we asked them before the game. And I mean, sometimes you don't get the result that you're looking for, but we've gained ground there. We've got to that point. And the crazy thing in this crazy league is that we've gained on them. And we're still in that great position we've been for day one, so it's up to us. We need to show the real right character between now and the end of the season and go and get where we want to be.
So everyone's going to be asking about it. Rangers Tuesday night, what do you do? It has to be slightly different, I would think.
I think the style of play, you can go and, I think if you go to Ibrox and just try to put balls into channels and stuff like that, I think you'll get picked off. They'll defend it a lot better than these teams do. So to actually go there and try pass the ball and maybe build us. We did the last time we went and I think we passed the ball really well, and that's probably something we'll look to do. We've got guys in there that can take the ball and keep it in and don't get away under pressure, and that's what we'll do. But I say we'll go and rest up after today and see what sort of injuries and what shape the guys are in when we go again Tuesday.
So it's this great run-in that we've got now. It is exciting for fans, for managers. It must be pulling the hair out time, but it's a great exciting period of time this last few weeks in the actual league to get there.
It's great, it's enjoyable, but it's also horrible to be involved in. At times you feel as though you're going to have a heart attack, but you just want to win. You want to win so much, and I can see the players want to win so much. As in the dugout, we're going mental down there, and we're fighting every decision, we're chasing every ball. It's great at this stage of the season. I find it a wee bit more difficult because you're not on the pitch and you can't really affect it, but that's the world I'm in now, so I'm enjoying it, but it's definitely hard in the heart anyway.
Brian Gilmore today was the United media man of the match. I think that's the best performance we've seen from him at all, and he's had good performances before that.
I thought Brian was excellent today. He actually is such a good footballer, he's very clever, and I think that he done the other side of the game today, done the dirty stuff, and we told him before the game that that's what we need it off him as well, because we never worry about his passing ability and he's bringing other people into the game, but he went and closed people down. He's took a booking for the team as well, which was a great booking. Brian was excellent. I think the core of our team, the spine of our team was excellent. 2 set halves, 2 midfield players and 2 up front were brilliant. Yeah,
the big question is, does Lithgow and Campbell growl as they run around there, because they wanted everything? They were hunters again.
That's exactly what we asked them to do. We asked them to be intimidating, and again, probably the majority of the players in this league were not going to fancy that. And the 2 of them, they growled and snarled and fought and bit and scratched their way through the game. As the rest of the team did. I think that every single player in that part did today. And again, that's why we don't make changes, because every single one of the guys deserve to come off at the end there with 90 minutes under the belt and play well. And we thought we were in the ascendancy, so there's no need to change it. So I'm happy for them. I'm just disappointed we didn't get the win.
Great moment at the end though, when Forrest came up. He came straight to you at the end and you just grabbed him and gave him a good hug and said you did really well.
Again, that's the first time that when he starts the game he does fine, but that's the first time that I see a real impact in the game when he started, and he scored a lot of goals when he's coming off the bench, but I'm delighted he got his goal when he was starting the 11. Again, the wee guy's got a fantastic career in front of him, and this is part of his progression, and if he can keep doing what he's doing, he'll be a regular first team player next season.
Well, John, I've got to say, it's awfully nice to speak to you from a position where we haven't lost against you this time, because every time I seem to speak to you, you've really done us over. But it was a very entertaining game for fans, especially that second half. There was great chances from both sides. If you were a neutral, this was the game to be at today.
Yes, it was a very good game. We know that Ayr have got a lot to play for. We've already booked our place, reached our target of being second, so it was a chance today to give one or two boys a rest, give one or two boys who are in that area 4 bookings and another booking today. And I'm glad of that, because I think the referee at times was ready to book everybody with some of the decisions that might have got people frustrated. But I think overall we're really pleased, because we made a number of changes today, and I thought first half we probably just shaded it, and the second half I think we were well on top when, you know, after we opened the score, and we could have easily had a second goal, but then they got the lift for the goal, and I think they came more into the game because they had a lot to play for. They had, you know, they were battling to get that for the first spot, and so they would see this a chance. We probably, when they looked at the team sheet and seen the number of experienced players out, and that was always a plan, and these boys did it. It wasn't an easy game for Ayr today, because I thought we played really, really well today, and some cracking kids, and there's only 2 players out the 11 who have not come through our youth system, so that's a big plus for us in what we're trying to do at Dunfermline.
We talked about it before, about you're lucky to have players like Granger, but also you showed today Kerr Young against centre half, absolutely solid all the way through.
Well, Kerr's one of those young boys that came in, did well at the start of the season, shaded off a wee bit, then we brought in Jonathan Page, and Callum Morris was back for injury, so he's found it difficult to get in, but he's plugged away at training. He's been playing well for the 20, so there's an opportunity to give Callum and Page a rest today, and bring him in and see if we can get a lift out of him. And we got a good performance out of him today, but I don't think I had a failure today. I mean, okay, there might be sometimes you get a bit frustrated choosing the wrong options, but they worked their socks off for the team today. Everybody played for each other, and you know, we're well worthy of our point today. And, as you say, it was a cracking game, and obviously with Ayer's situation, they were looking to win this. So there was a bit more pressure on them probably looking at our team today, because I think they probably think, well, this is a chance for us today, because there's all these players that he's leaving out. But I never felt that we put a team here that wasn't capable of winning, and I think it showed that today.
Does that not show just how good a depth you've got now? And because the team that came out really was a good solid team when you looked at it. Unfortunately for Whittle though, is it a bad injury, or? Well,
we felt it was a 50-50, and both boys were committed, they both went in. I don't think it was a foul either way.
No.
But the referee deemed it foul, and he came off the worst, but just a knock really, and you'll recover fine.
No, that's okay then, because he's done very well against Ayr this season, famous for his goal against us up there, the one that he whipped in, which was an absolute cracker. But you did show good, and Elbach too is going to be a handful for anyone when he gets onto his game.
Sharp, works hard, can look after himself. He's a slight boy, he's very solid and strong, he's got great skill, great pace, but needs to learn the game a wee bit more. There's times there he was caught offside when he didn't need to, because he's got such blistering pace. He could easily give the defence, he doesn't have to be level with him. He could give him 5 yards, such as his quickness, but he works his socks off. He's always caused his teams problems. He's claiming the goal, I heard, because he thinks it was over the line before Tom opened. I'm not bothered about that.